Oh, hello everyone. This is the finals of the showcase against jvidarte, and he's not really a legacy player, so I'm not sure what he's playing. His MTG Goldfish page is filled with like Boros Energy Modern, so here I'm assuming he's gonna be either on Ocelot Pride or Blue Black Temple. Probably Blue Black Temple, I would assume, but Ocelot Pride is also a pretty good pick. It's basically Boros energy, right? So I'm gonna hedge against those two. This first hand just doesn't cut it. It's too clunky. Like, Tabernacle's really good against Ocelot Pride, but we have Needle and Flute we don't really need. We don't really have a game plan here. Okay, we go to 6, and yeah, this hand's not great. But it's not awful. I mean, we have a Depths and an Ancient Tomb. If we just find a Thespian stage with this Once Upon a Time, then we already have the combo. If he's on Blue-Black Temple, well, the Merit Lage is really, really strong. And I don't really want to go to 5. Like, I'm on the play. I think this is keepable. So I keep it Once Upon a Time. I fired it right away to try to find a Saga, but there's no Saga. It's actually really bad hits. None of these lands help us. No green source, no Thespian stage, no Saga. Yikes. But okay, we start with an Ancient Tomb for Disruptor Flute. Let's see if we need to deploy it right away. Maybe he's on Oops, I don't know. Who knows? But no, he starts with a Sewers and puts on top, so now I'm assuming he's on Blue-Black Temple because the Blue-Black Reanimator is just too clunky of a deck to really be good, to really make it to finals of a showcase. Draw Mox, I don't really have to play it right now. I could bluff Crop Rot, but why bother? He plays an island, and now I draw a Loam. Okay. This is a good draw. We have some semblance of a game plan now. And the issue is, what do we discard? I think I end up discarding the Maze of Ith. I mean, first we see if this Mox resolves. It does. It's like, every land here is viable. We're gonna loam it back anyways, but there's, small wedges. Like, maybe he forces and then wastelands, so I want to have an extra land so I can loam back again. That's why it's probably correct to keep the Bajuka Bog, and that's what I do. But I loam back right away. I have to start finding something. And loam is what's gonna get me there. And he does force. He's probably trying... He forced Pitching Days. Like, he's probably trying, okay, maybe I have a Wasteland and I can prevent him from loaming again. And that's why it was actually important to keep the Bajuka Bog. Now I also slow him down a possible Murktide. So yeah, that turned out not too bad. His turn, end of turn, he goes for a Brainstorm. That's not a very typical line. That's probably a mistake, let's be honest, like brainstorming end of turn like that. But opponent's not a legacy regular, or maybe it's the correct line. I don't know his hand. No Wasteland, so that Force of Will was a lot more suspicious. Or maybe he just, now that he has a Bajuka Bog, I'm not gonna Wasteland. Goes for a Ponder. Fetches an Underground before the Ponder. While I have Loam and Wasteland in the grave. This is all very confusing to me. But I don't know what my opponent is thinking or is looking for, but it's rather confusing to me. Like, why not grab a swamp here? Maybe he has it in hand. I don't know. Okay, we loam and we find the depths. Another wasteland. Not the best hits. And opponent's really going to town with these force of wills. Like, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? Sure, we take it. We love this, actually. Like, we don't need any of these lands, and as long as you keep wasting resources to battle lands we don't need, we're fine. Yeah, there's the swamp. He probably had it in hand. Barrel Goyf is a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Like, we have Maze of Ith. Like, he should have really, I don't know, maybe saved it for the force. I don't know. We definitely want the Maze of Ith. We want a Yavimaya so we can turn on this Dark Depths in the future and the Saga. And yeah, we just start with a maze. Maybe this gets wastelanded, but it's fine. A Barrowglyph hit is not the end of the world. By any means. Brainstorm does not find a wasteland. Maybe he has a Kaito. It's not much we can do. And actually he has nothing. So we just keep loaming. Like, we don't have an exploration. Loam is not that strong, but if we just find a Thespian stage, yeah, like here. And he just concedes the game, which is a major mistake, but it's his time. He doesn't. He's probably just, I already top 8 at the event, I don't care. But yeah, you shouldn't do it, because I'm not even sure I'm firing this Dark Depths right now. He could have a Petty Theft. Yeah, you make me think, you make me play it. Okay, against blue-black, we want an Otawara as a removal for Murktide or some, like a flip Tamio, stuff like that. We don't need the cage. And I bring in Needle, even though Needle doesn't have that many targets. I find that it's very rare to lose to blue-black unless they flip a very, very early Tamio. So we're on the draw. We just want to hedge against that. Like, as long as a Tamio's not flipping very early, what is he going to do? He's gonna beat us down with barrel wives and stuff. Like, that's such a poor game plan against us. And I try a drop of honey. I'm not sure cutting crop rod is correct. It's the first time I'm trying drop of honey. I just had to find a slot. And it looks good in the sand. I wouldn't want the second crop rod here. So we keep it. I don't remember this game too much, so I'm gonna have to find out as we go. Once upon a time, we fire in case we find a Saga. Then we can start with Saga. And we also want to rumble, so we have to do it. We can bait the days here. I think that's fine. That's probably what I'm considering here. Oh no, I was just actually lagging the fuck out of it. Okay, Tasman stage. Tasman stage is really nice. Yavimaya is a consideration, but no, we just want to make a 2020. And now we want to play around days for this Mox Diamond. Caracas is not very necessary since he didn't start with a turn 1 Tamio. Caracas is here just for Tamio. And Ghost Quarter is gonna be a lot more important, I think. And we rumble. Okay, we rumble into a daze. That's fine. We're still developing our Dark Depths and next turn and stuff like that. Here's quite a few nice cards, like Expedition Map is nice, Exploration is nice, but Saga is probably best. It's just another source of pressure. Very solid card. and we don't have a loam to go with the exploration. Okay, he surveils. And Voidwalker. Voidwalker is kind of a pesky little creature, not gonna lie. Draw Wasteland. We have many options here. I don't think I played this game particularly well. I just kind of, whatever. Everything will lead me to victory. I don't know. But we could play Dark Depths and just strand his mana. The problem is, if he has a Wasteland, his mana is not stranded anymore. We could Wasteland him and play a Drop of Honey. Maybe that was a better line. And so we don't take any damage from this Voidwalker. And let's see, since he has a Wasteland, this turned out not nice for us. He can still develop and keep the combo in check. Of course, we didn't know he had a Wasteland, but maybe it was better to, play a Drop of Honey and something else. Problem with Drop of Honey is that it kills our own Eldrazi spawn. So I guess that's why I didn't do it. But opponents, he doesn't like the spawn. What can I say? He does not like it. We're of course not gonna combo. And he goes for Thespian Stage. This shows me like he has no... Oh yeah, that's one thing I missed. I could have just gone for the combo last turn. Like made a 20/20, and if you have a Petty Theft or whatever, maybe it was correct, honestly, but before the Wasteland, of course. But I don't know, he could have Shieldred's Edict, he could have Petty Theft. I tend to, try to wait as long as I can. Unless I cannot do it anymore, then okay. But this kind of shows to me that he's really worried about Merit Lage. He doesn't want a Merit Lage at all, and he's gonna try to get rid of the combo right now. So now I'm thinking, okay, he doesn't have any answers to Merit Lage. A Crop Rod. It gets Force of Negation, pitching a Daze. Okay, so our loans are safe now. Find a Flute. We cannot play Drop of Honey right now. And I decide to Wasteland him because he's really low on resources. This prevents Murktide, this prevents Kaito. And it's gonna be hard for him to do anything very meaningful from here. Like a Murktide would have been a disaster for us, so yeah, it's good to prevent that. And another Wasteland, look at that. We can play this game again. Like, we can waste him again. We can now drop the Drop of Honey, and he's gonna be sent back to Stone Age. So are we, but like, we recover pretty well from this. Any loam, and like, it would be GG. We play the Drop of Honey before Firelink Wasteland to play around Daze. He's reading the card thinking, what the fuck is this? And he probably doesn't even read it fully, just, whatever. I'll take it. And now we could do it. Like, I wait for his upkeep to see if he goes for a Bowmaster or something. Like, if he goes for a Bowmaster, maybe I waste his Wasteland, and that's preferable. But yeah, now he finds another land, but he's still pretty far from any meaningful threat. This Voidwalker is gonna be dead now, and there's no more threat of Kaito. So yeah, the Drop of Honey did what it had to do. It was a bit clunky, but it worked. I cannot play a Saga here because of the Wasteland. I want to protect the Saga. And he goes for a very interesting line here. I didn't expect this at all. That's not good for my opponent. Like, he shouldn't have done this. I decide I want a forest. Like, I have an extra depth in hand. I just want to have my mana sources. So I go squared on my own depths. Now I have this Disruptor Flute open for, I don't know, anything that could happen. And we're in a nice spot. Like, he really needs at least 2 mana to start doing some scary threats. And like I said, we're one loam away from this being a massacre. Brainstorm? Sure. Another land in Tamio. Okay, so we're keeping this Disruptor Flute in hand. In case he tries to flip the Tamio. Exploration, huh? Not the best, but like if we find a loam, it's actually insane. And he dazes it. I don't know why, but I don't know. Opponents doing some very confusing lines. Like, what does this daze accomplish? Maybe he was afraid of like Thespian Stage Dark. I don't know. Whatever. Like, the point is we lost the Saga. He probably drew a well. He had Brainstorm, so no, we don't have much going on, but it's fine. Like, it's a bit more annoying now because he's drawing 2 a turn, but if he ever flips the Stamio, we're gonna get him. And no Murktide, that's a great relief. Rumble's great. All we want to do is find a loam, and it should be GG. We do find a loam because that's what Rumble does. That's why I wouldn't play any version of lands without Rumble. Like, I think you can play red-green lands, for example, but you should play Rumble. You should play for Rumble. Now he can maybe Kaito. We will see. We have the flute anyways. But he goes for a Brainstorm. And now it's actually not that straightforward, because we have a loam. Like, the only thing that really worries us is Force of Negation. He already played 1 Force of Negation. So I end up saying, you know, fuck it, I'm just gonna name this Tamio with Brainstorm on the stack. Because who knows, maybe he can somehow stall the game long enough for this Tamio to flip. And this is a guaranteed good name. I'm gonna be really sad, though, if he finds a Force of Negation and we lose our loam, because I think our loam wins the game, even through a flipped Tamio. So, yeah, not sure it's correct here, but it's what I do. Like, I named it Tamio. He flips it. On our turn, we loam. We find a Notawara. We have a Saga. And I decide to go for Thespian Stage, Saga Notawara. This will allow us to start Otawara looping anything, also making dark depths. Like, we're in phenomenal shape if this resolves. If there's no Force of Negation, we win the game. That's what I'm thinking right now. Like, I don't even know if he plays 2 Force of Negations. That's also like why I didn't name it with Flute. And he thinks for a while. Thinks for a long time. He's probably thinking, damn, I'm so fucked. That's probably what he's thinking, let's be honest. But ultimately, he plays Force of Will, exiling Murktide, so you could see that, I mean, he really valued countering this, because there's not much better than a Murktide here. At the same time, like I said, if it's not Force of Negation, we're gonna win, because now we have Otawara. We can bounce this Murktide indefinitely. We can bounce it every turn. And I think my opponent realized that, and he said, okay, like, Murktide's just not gonna be good enough anymore. I need something else. I need a, like, surgical, I don't know. I need my second negation. I just need to dig for it. He finds a loam. Finds a wasteland, sorry. We loam back. There's a lot we could pick here. I end up picking those 3 because now I can force a combo through a wasteland in case I have to. This at least requires him to keep the mana open. And he goes for a Kaito. That's pretty interesting. And he takes a good line here. Opponents thought this well. Like, now I cannot really go for Merit Lage because it will just get stunned. I mean, I can go for it. It's probably what I do, because otherwise it starts surveilling and stuff like that. But he did the best that he could do in this scenario. I just do it to prevent a surveil. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just say, oh, fuck it. I'll just combo next turn anyways. But then I give him a free surveil. And I'm just gonna combo anyways. So I just grab Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, and Otawara. And if he tries to attack, I have a 20/20 blocker. I also have an Otawara costing 3 right now. So I could bounce a Kaito at some point. Not on his turn though, because on his turn he has hexproof. Okay, so I go for Dark Depths. I go for Merit Lage with the plan of blocking. He goes for a Snuff Out on the Eldrazi spawn. Like, he wants to prevent me from playing Otawara, I think. Or he's just really mad at life. Like, fuck those spawns. Like, he played a Fatal Push on the spawn and now a Snuff Out. Like, he really hates spawns. That's his thing, you know. It's okay. We have to respect everybody. And turns out he actually had something up his sleeve. He has a Petty Theft. And I'm just, like a noob, I try to bounce the Kaito and I realize, oh damn, I cannot bounce this Kaito. Has hexproof, but then I think, okay, maybe I can bounce my own Disruptor Flute and do some weird shenanigans, but no. Okay. My Merit Lage just bounced. And you get to surveil and draw. Not ideal. Let's be honest. It's starting to look a bit more scary. Like, opponents somehow climbing a little bit out of it. Not too much though. On our turn we're gonna loam back. And We could make Merit Lage again. That's what I decide to do. He plays out the Brazen Borrower. And he decides, like, I cannot attack here. He's just gonna block. So I think what he does is he just surveils and passes the turn. Now I get to make Merit Lage though. Unfortunately, I cannot win right away. He has a Brazen Borrower as a blocker. I cannot bounce the Borrower because he would just get a Petty Theft back. So I'm trying to find Sejiri's Step here. Sejiri's Step wins me the game. I loan back. No Sejiri's Step. But that's okay, right? Like, he's gonna lose the Brazen Borrower, and we have plenty going on for us. And my plan here actually is, I'm gonna start bouncing this Kaito and wasting your mana base until you cannot play it anymore. I could just make a Merit Lage end of turn again. But what I thought here is he surveilled and he put one card on top and one land on the graveyard. So I'm thinking, I don't think he has another land. I think he puts something on top. If I just waste him twice and bounce the Kaito's gone. He cannot replay it. And this should be a win for me. Turns out, though, that he did have another land. Maybe he kept it on top, maybe he had it in hand already. And Kaito comes back again, just to annoy me a little bit more. But at this point, it's just, you're delaying the inevitable. I'm just gonna do this again and again. Otawara, Wasteland. And like, whatever, man. And the opponent realizes that and very cavalierly says, GG. GG, opponents. That was a pretty nice effort he did at the end. I think at the end he started playing quite well. So yeah, nice game. GG's. That's the end of the tournament.